Washington now, where one of the president's top coronavirus advisors had warned governors that relaxing restrictions too soon could have serious consequences. Dr. Anthony Fauci gave evidence remotely as he is currently in isolation after coming into contact with 2 White House aides who have tested positive for the virus.
My concern that if some areas, cities, states, or what have you, jump over those various checkpoints and prematurely open up without having the capability of being able to respond effectively and efficiently, my concern is that we will start to see little spikes that might turn into outbreaks.
Well, US correspondent Cordelia Lynch is in Washington. And is he a voice battling against the president right now, Cordelia? Mr. Trump seems quite keen to get the economy moving again.
It's Amanda here, Anna. Hello. It does seem
Amanda,
to not really chime with what Donald Trump has been saying, which is very much along the lines of reopen. He wants the economy to get up and running again, and that has been his messaging. He's been doing a lot of that on Twitter. And then you have Dr. Fauci, who is his leading expert on all of this, saying let's not rush this situation because, as he's always said, it's the virus that controls the timeline. Now, understandably, there is impatience out there for the millions of Americans who have lost their jobs. So what he said today, and it was a real insight, wasn't it, into the way that Congress is having to operate now. Normally, this kind of hearing would be packed into a room, lots of people shoulder to shoulder. What we saw there, as you say, with Dr. Fauci speaking remotely, you saw senators who were widely spaced apart, and ultimately what he was saying was follow the guidelines. If you have a drop in cases over that 14-day period, then yes, by all means, states can start to slowly reopen, but they shouldn't be jumping over those guidelines. They shouldn't be rushing. He also talked a lot about vaccines. He said that there are over 100 in development, and there may not be one that's effective in all of those, but he did say that overwhelmingly he does feel more positive than negative about finding a vaccine, but it won't be anytime soon. He was talking about whether it would be in time for the next school year, and he really expressed doubts about that. One of the interesting moments, because you can imagine there were lots of senators, different political stripes, asking questions. One senator, Rand Paul, was saying to him, we know that children aren't affected, so can children just go back to school? And what he said was, we don't know so much yet about this virus that we really can't say that children aren't affected. There may be, and there have been some cases where children have suffered. So let's not jump the gun on anything. He is the expert here, and he really established himself as that. Also talked about the number of people who died, which is over 80,000 in America now. Said he thinks that that number could be an underestimation.
Walker, live there in Washington. Thank you. A poisonous